Good evening, Drew.
Hey, just give me a second, okay? Just give me a second.
Okay,
All the way over here. Just give me a second.
you're very far away.
Oh God, that hurt. Okay.
You all right there, buddy?
Uh, uh, oh God. Oh no, 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 no. That's not gonna work. Okay, hang on. Wait. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Everything's fine. Nothing is wrong.
Are you sure about that?
I don't friggin' know, man.
Oh,
Why do I have a? Why does Skype tell me I have a? Why is Skype yelling at me? Skype's yelling at me.
Skype is gonna Skype.
Uh, Open Skype. Skype is open. I have like a notification in Skype. Why would that be a thing?
You sound like you're talking into the wrong mic.
What? Really?
Okay, there you are. Okay, maybe you're just far away.
Hello.
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 Hey, this is
Okay.
This is the podcast.
This is the show. The show is the show.
Hey, this is the good time to maybe announce our new feature. It's called Super Listener, and it's just like the regular show, but you Venmo me $5 a month, and then I give you the show but louder. There you go.
Oh yeah, Daddy podcast. Daddy podcast gives you what you need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh boy, I am bursting with terrible content this week. Oh. All right. Okay. Any follow up that we need to do?
Mm-mm. Let's do it.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey Paul.
Mm-hmm.
You know what sucks?
What sucks, Drew?
When snow melts on your roof and leaks in your house.
I've never had that problem, but I would imagine that would suck. Yes.
Not my first rodeo with this. So
Okay.
Here's what happened.
Okay.
Obviously, it's been super cold and snowy for a while here in Central Ohio, and now we're starting to get to the time of the year where March starts to warm up. We've had a few days that have got in the upper 30s, mid 40s. I think it's even going to be 50 this weekend.
Yeah, I think it is, but it's going to rain.
Oh, even better. Yeah, that's great. That's great for me. 61 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, so here's what happened. There's been a ton of snow and ice for a while now, and years ago, when we first moved into this house, I'll never forget. It was like our first winter here, and we had a bunch of ice. And what had happened was one of our gutters iced over, and we had some ice damming built up on the roof. And again, because I live in a small, attached home with somebody else, I share a couple walls with the neighbors, and got a phone call for a neighbor that I had never met that said that water was leaking into his house from my roof. And he was 100% correct, because what had happened is the ice, dammed up, and ice damming is when ice forms and water gets behind it, and the water has to go somewhere. And in this particular case, it decided to go up under the siding and down his wall.
That's not a good place for it.
Yeah. So long story short is, he had to rip out a bunch of drywall and dry everything out. And what I ended up doing was, since it was my roof that sort of gave me the problem, is I had a roofing company come out, and what they did is they kind of tore all that out, that part of my roof out. And what they did is they put this huge rubber stuff between the siding and his wall. So, there's like, I think most roofs these days have that same rubber sealant, 3 to 5 or 6, whatever feet away from the roof line. But this is actually on his wall. Well, we did that. Never had a problem since. But my house has a lot of weird roof slopes and lines, and there's a couple valleys in my house that just don't, in my roof, that don't get a lot of sun. And I woke up Monday ready to work, and I was sitting at my computer, and I heard this noise like somebody was working outside. And I didn't know what it was. But then I realized that the noise was coming from inside the house. And not only was it coming from inside the house, it was coming from inside one of my walls. And this was the sound of water dripping at a relatively fast pace into my wall.
Oh, no.
But now here's the interesting thing. There was no water to be seen in this wall where this happened. The drywall wasn't wet. The roof, the ceiling wasn't wet. So I was like, where is this water going? Well, here on Earth, we have to obey the laws of gravity, and water is really good at that. So I went down to my basement to find water dripping from floor joists, dripping from walls. It was a mess. So I very quickly surmised that I had an ice damming situation. So grab some ladders. Again, I'm in like sweatpants. Grab some ladders, grab some tools, and just started going up on my roof. And of course, it's just ice all the way down. And there's water trapped under it and around it. And my neighbor helped me, and we ended up hacking a bunch of ice and stuff off the roof. And then, got that. And then, water started to like gush down the roof, and the dripping in the walls stopped. And I cut open a section of my drywall to take a peek inside if I could see if any of the drywall was wet. It doesn't appear so. It looks like it just dripped directly into my basement. So I just ran fans to dry out everything. There was some insulation in my basement that was soaked, so I just ripped all that out. And yeah, it's been a pretty good week, Paul.
I mean, it sounds like it could have been a lot worse, but still, that's not. Not fun.
You know what else is great? Forgetting to hit record.
Oh.
So
That's okay.
That's okay. We're gonna have another one of those.
Hey, you caught it 6 minutes in, so it's fine. Just
Yeah.
the first 5 minutes is that's why I record both ends, so it's all good.
I know. I'm just bad at this.
Professional podcasters. Well, technically amateur, but
yeah, I feel like we're in the amateur intermediate phase at this point.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So that's kind of been the big excitement of my week. And, just with everything I have going on, like that's the last thing I need. And it doesn't look like I have any major water damage, which is good. I am going to like patch the hole that I cut in my drywall, and I might just rip out some more just to double check. Cause like the last thing you want is, mold or stuff growing in there. And, this sort of highlights something that, my wife and I have been talking about for a while, and that's moving. We would love a slightly bigger place so we could have our parents stay over more, or, I could host slightly bigger game nights and actually have an office that I could work out of. And yeah. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But one of the things that I really want to pick your brain around is, as someone who has built a house, I feel like you can give you some really good advice. Twice. Yeah, you've done it twice. Yeah, so I want to get to that. We'll get to that a little bit later because I'm very under-equipped to deal with this. It's funny with as stressful as stuff is right now. Like that's kind of the last thing I need, but it's also exactly the thing that I need. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's stressful. It's stressful. I'll just put it. Yeah. Building a house is. I mean, it's supposed to be this joyous, wondrous thing, and it's just heartache all the way down. Nope. Yep. It's not.
Well, I know we need to be careful when we talk about your experiences for reasons.
I can talk about the home building part. I just can't talk about the first year living in my house.
Yeah. So okay,
Pending
you know what? Fuck it.
Litigation.
Yeah. We're currently under legal obligations to not talk about it. That's definitely not even a joke remotely. Hey, so all right, fine, fuck it. Let's just dive right in here.
Let's do it.
So when you built your house, how did you? One of the things that I'm really struggling with here is I have a lot of equity in my house, and I want to use that money to pay for my new house. But they're telling me that based on schedules and lumber shortages and other things, like it could be anywhere from 8 to 10 months that it would take to build this house, right?
Lumber shortages. Yes, lumber shortages. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I only know what I'm told, Paul.
It's a real thing. It's actually, yeah.
So, and workforce is, people get sick, and I understand that. I'm not asking to make them work faster. The problem I have is this. When you did this, did you move twice? Like you moved to an apartment, then you moved into your place?
So the first house we built, we moved from an apartment into the house. The second time we moved, we owned the first house, so we didn't have to sell it until we moved. So I got to skip this whole part of home ownership completely.
Well, okay, so
just skipped it. Woo.
Yeah, so that's the thing I'm trying to figure out. And I'm sure that there's like really difficult legally binding contracts around all of this, but like it'd be nice to not move twice, but I want to make sure that my house is sold in time to like pay for it when it's done.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that.
I just don't know how that works.
I mean, I'm not sure either. I mean, maybe talk to a realtor and get what they would recommend, but I mean, you also live in, where you live. I doubt your house is going to be on the market for long.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody keeps telling me.
So you may not have as big of a problem as you would think. But even then, the timing, like if there's any delay in your house or your new house or like, yeah, I'm glad I got to skip this whole thing completely and just didn't have to worry about that. And yeah, I'm being useful. I don't know.
Yeah,
things.
you're doing great.
I'm doing great. 0 for 1.
Now,
what else you got?
now you obviously built in a subdivision.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You probably and as I'm guessing, you probably chose a floor plan and then you chose options, and your house was sort of built to the specifications that you wanted. You obviously didn't check the mailbox option, but like what was, I guess, what, and you don't have to be specific on numbers here, but I guess what percentage of the base price of your home did you spend on upgrades?
Oh, that's a good question. The first time I think we went a little too far. That house was much, much cheaper than our second house. Let's do some math. I do math. Nope, I can't do math there. Let's open up calculator. I'm still doing math. So I think on this second house, it was probably like 15%.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hearing, right? Is basically base price plus 10 to 15% on the average. Now, it's funny, we're looking at a place that is sort of Dublin adjacent because we live in Dublin now. We love living here. And believe me, I would love to buy another house in Dublin. There's just no houses for sale in Dublin because, as you said, the market is just batshit insane right now.
Yep.
Like you can't, like there's houses that'll come on the market and be in contract within 24 hours right now. Like it's pretty crazy. And I know it's that way most places. But I mean, if I could find a house, within my price range here, as long as it wasn't super old, like I would jump all over it. But the problem is you just can't be quick enough. And a lot of these houses in Dublin that I think are mostly in our price range are probably late 80s, early 90s builds. And, when I sort of sat down, in despondency this week, because that's the adjective of the day today,
despondency
is, yeah, it's been a rough week. And I just thought to myself, man, Drew, why don't you just build the house, right? Just call a builder and figure it out. So there's a housing development about 7 minutes away from where we live.
Ooh,
it's technically Plain City, but it's on the Dublin side of Plain City. It's near Glacier Ridge Metro Park. There is a huge multi subdivision thing up there called Jerome Village, which has several smaller subdivisions within it. And there's like 3, 4, 5 different builders up there that are building different floor plans and different options and everything. And prices don't vary too much. So we're going to go spend some time this weekend meeting with builders and trying to figure it out. And given the lead time and the fact that I'm just extremely motivated just because, like what else am I going to do? Right.
Right.
I think it would be interesting to see what I could get. There's only one builder that I've talked to so far that has actually shared option price sheets with me, and woof, it gets up there, buddy.
It's turns out houses are expensive, especially now because with the lumber shortage, the price of lumber is high. And also labor is expensive now. So the first time we built our house, granted it was a much more modest house than this thing I live in now. And we went a little bit overboard on the upgrades and stuff. I would just remember, unless you're like, paying cash for a house, which I mean, I don't have that lifestyle. Like you're paying interest in all these upgrades as well. So like focus on things that are structural or are going to be a pain in the butt to change later. Like our big upgrades was, getting 9-foot ceilings on the first floor. That's not something you could add onto a house later. Making sure that we had a full size basement. And from there it was just, some minor things. Well, we added a whole nother room to the house. That wasn't minor. But yeah, like carpet, you can replace yourself probably for better and cheaper. That sometimes like we did upgrade like some of the laminate flooring because we're really lazy and we don't want to have to change that ourselves. But just kind of, consider that as like, some of that stuff you can get away with the cheapest stuff and then, and then fix it later or replace it later. But
yeah, so it's interesting, right? Because there are obviously things on these option sheets that are just leaps and bounds more expensive than others. Like most of these places, you have an option to get a finished basement, and that's a pretty expensive thing to tack on, right?
Yes. Yeah,
like that could be easily 2 or 3% of the cost of the house to do that, depending on the size, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, but here's the thing: like our requirements are thus: is number one, I want an office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because right now my work office is kind of in my den/living room at my current house, and it's just, it's nice because I can look out the window and everything, but it'd be nice to have a dedicated space for that. I also want a place for my computer and all that stuff, you know.
An office is nice. I'm in mine right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the first floor. I'm not like, upstairs or in the basement. I'm literally like, currently I may be, 20 feet away from both my fridge and a toilet. So like
the toilet.
Toilet.
Yeah. Now here's the thing though. Here's my thing. This is the thing. I don't want to sacrifice a bedroom for that. So
why would you? Yes.
Right. Because right now we have a 2-bedroom home, 2-bath home, and we would like to have at least 3 dedicated bedrooms. That way, if both my parents are visiting, they have places to sleep. And just having a extra bedroom is nice in case people want to stay over and whatnot. And you know me, I like my board games. It'd be a nice place to have that set up somewhere, that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. Some of these floor plans have 3 bedrooms and a den. And if that's the case, I don't necessarily need a finished basement anymore, right? Because now I have an office. I have a place I can tuck my computer, my electronics. Like I don't necessarily need to live in the basement to do these things. So my thinking here is that, I could forego an expensive basement upgrade option and all the things that come along with that if I were to, say, buy a floor plan that had those options. And that's kind of what I'm looking at, is finding a floor plan that supports a 3-bedroom plus den lifestyle and has room for everything else. So like our big ticket, like most of the big ticket upgrades that I think we're looking at is either choosing a floor plan that has that ready, or kind of doing what you said. Some of these things give you the option to add in like a loft type room or something.
Yeah.
That would do something similar. Like that would be an option. The only other hard and fast requirements we have is we would love to make sure we have gas ranges. That would be a big upgrade for us.
Yeah.
I would want laminate flooring. Like as somebody who has installed laminate flooring before, I don't ever want to do that again. So I would want that. Granite countertops, I think, are the other one. And probably, like, if I'm going to spend money anywhere else, it's probably going to be in the bathrooms. Cabinetry, stuff like that. Like, that's pretty subjective. Like, I'm sure that we won't buy the cheapest one, but we won't buy the most expensive stuff either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I sort of know what my budget is. And again, the thing that drives me absolutely crazy, is the fact that I'm basically going to write a check for a deposit that I cannot get back. And if God forbid the market tanks and I can't sell my house,
your host.
Well, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, buddy.
Yep. Yeah. I know that feeling. It's Yep. Yeah, and I think you're pretty much spot on. Like, we didn't finish our basement, but we did want to make sure that it was, a full-size basement if we ever wanted to finish it later. we put some money into the cabinets in the kitchen and the bathrooms to get stuff that we wanted. We did add, it's called a sunroom. It basically is like a dining
porch.
area. No, it's not even that. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not a sunroom at all. It's really a breakfast nook plus. It kind of like, the kitchen is big and it has like an area where you would put like a table, but we didn't want it to be crowded, so we added the sunroom, which is off the kitchen, and that's where our dining table is. So it's a little like extension off the back of the house. The room that is technically the dining room is now my wife. The word I'm looking for is wife. My wife's office / arts and crafts room. I have a first floor office. We have 4 bedrooms. It's ridiculous. This house is ridiculous.
Yeah, but again, your requirements are vastly different than mine.
Yeah.
Right?
At least for now, 2 kids. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that comment.
Well, my son he's 14 going on 15. He's entering he'll be entering high school. He's going to be gone before we know it, So just
got it.
I'm just getting ready for that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that Zach is older than Arabelle. I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, no, he's the older of the 2. Yep. Yeah. He's going to vote in the next presidential election.
Man, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Like, for like open up to me here. Like, you feel good about it?
No, okay. No, I don't. Not at all. Not a little bit. I mean, it's fine. Kids grow up and the kids leave, but like, 4 years is still a long time, really. But yeah, just soon he's gonna be gone, and then it would just be Arabelle and the wife. Then she'll be gone 3 years after that. So yeah,
pretty soon you'll be paying for a wedding there, buddy.
Let's get through college first. Well,
do you know? Do they have like rough ideas that they know what they want to do?
No. No, I don't think so.
I felt like when I was 13, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to do something with computers. Like, I just felt like at that point it was a foregone conclusion.
Zach is like, if he had to pick today, he would definitely go into like veterinary science or zoology or something with animals.
Ooh.
He likes animals. I think he'd like to work at a zoo or animal research, but he's not sure. I mean,
hey, I'll tell you this, like, doctors want to flex about how hard their school is. At least most of their patients can talk. You know what I'm saying?
That's
right?
true.
Like,
yep.
Yeah. So vets, big fan of vets.
Yep.
What about your daughter? Does she talk about anything like that?
No. I mean, she's still young enough where she wants to be like a vet, doctor, astronaut, pop star. So.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, not at all. Who knows? The only thing neither of my kids is allowed to be is a teacher.
Hey, man, you know what?
Everything else is on the table. Ugh.
Man, I come from a long line of teachers. I had parents, aunts and uncles, cousins that are teachers. My wife is a teacher. Like, it's teachers all the way down over here. And the people who aren't teachers in my family are pharmacists. So yeah, it's just like I'm like kind of the odd one out there.
Right.
But being a teacher's so rough.
Yeah, my wife is adamant that they're not going to be teachers because she's a teacher, and it's rough.
It's pretty rough out there. Yeah. Which, I mean, my wife's been teaching a while, and her salary is good. It's not bad. It's not great. It's good. But listen, we're not. I'm extremely well compensated. No complaints. But we're not in the same boat as people who are middle management somewhere, right? Like, we have to kind of take that in consideration too. So
I see what you did there.
It's something. Yeah.
If you do build a house, the only piece of advice I would give you is take lots of pictures and visit the build site as often as you can, because they will fuck things up, and you will want to see it before it gets built. and then just be prepared for, like, you move into your house and you think everything's perfect, and then you'll start finding just, like, of course, like, you have the obvious thing of like nail pops and then the house settling and the drywall bending and, just general stuff. So just be prepared for, it's going to be high stress for a while until it's not.
Yeah. And you know something, my parents are divorced, and I'm not saying that they had the happiest of marriages my entire young adult life growing up, but I feel like the thing that definitely pushed them into divorce court was building a house. Because we built a house when I was in high school, and I just remember that the minute that started, things got turned up to an 11 on the air fryer that was their marriage, and they it went downhill pretty quick from there. So I'm keenly aware of the stress, and of course, listening to you and your pending litigation, we can't talk about it, but that's a nightmare scenario for me too, man. And yeah, I know. I mean, sometimes God damn it. I mean, as a developer, how many times have I painted myself into a corner and had to do something stupid to finish something, right? Like it happens. Yep, yep. I totally get it. But as long as they're willing to own up to it and fix it, I'm good. I definitely have like a list of concerns that I'm sure if I ask the nice man at the sales office, he'll reassure me up and down, but I'm not
right.
I'm not quite that naive.
The sales guy is not the guy building your house. So
right, exactly. Right. Now, here's a question for you. The one thing I'm really struggling to reconcile here is that, obviously I'm going to build this place. I'm going to need appliances, and it looks like these places can furnish them with relatively decent appliances. But the question I have is this: would it be better for me to buy those on my own?
That's what we did, simply because I wanted to get the exact appliances that I wanted. I didn't want to be limited to the selection they offered, and I didn't want it to be part of my mortgage.
That's where I'm at, right? Because I either have to put more down to offset the fact that it's part of my mortgage,
right,
or just say, you know what, I can go find a fridge and have it delivered.
Yep. Now, much like lumber right now, appliances are extremely hard to get. So,
oh yeah, man, buddy, not for nothing. We went to Lowe's last weekend on a totally unrelated endeavor, and yeah, man, like even the floor models are tapped out over there. It's crazy.
Well, everybody's stuck at home, and they're all like, I can't control the outside world, but I can control my house. So I'm going to do improvements. Yep.
Yeah, and I feel like scrolling through Zillow is the opposite of doom scrolling. Looking for houses is kind of like something that I think brings a lot of people joy, myself included, because I've sort of been tinkering around on different real estate sites and MLS searches for a while, because this is something that we have sort of just kind of played with. But I think 2021 is going to be the year where we move. I think we, my wife and I, are at the point where we both realize that we want to do that. We want slightly more space. Yeah, we're ready. It's just that we are kind of intentionally limiting ourselves because we love where we live.
Right.
I absolutely love this house. I just had some water leak through my wall. I'll get that fixed. I'm not going to sell a house that's broken or moldy. Don't call the police or whatever. But I definitely am going to miss living in this particular house, just because where the location is. It's literally in the middle of everything, and that's going to be something that's a little hard to give up.
Yeah, I've never lived in a place like where you live, so I live out in the middle of nowhere. But I'm 15 minutes away from stuff. It's fine. Yeah. Grove City doesn't have the best restaurant selection, but it's fine.
You have a pizza shop right down the road. What are you talking about?
I do.
Pete, it's also a gas station.
Pizza and gas station. You can they have some good subs there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not going to be super far from where we live now. We would probably be a further 5-minute drive down the road. So we're still, we won't have a Dublin address, so we're going to lose out on that prestige that I like to flaunt and flex. But we're basically Dublin adjacent, and I think it's technically Union County.
Okay.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of go through this. From all the numbers I've sort of been crunching, and I'm not the best at math, but I feel like I could probably make this work. I'll need to dip a little bit into savings, and of course, contingent on selling my current house for a pretty tidy profit. This house I feel has matured quite a bit in value. All those things holding true, I think we can probably make this work.
Well,
so
good
knock
luck.
on wood.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Let us and the listeners know how that goes. I hope you find the right house for the right price. And
yeah, I will be.
I won't help you move, but I'll give you a couple $100 for movers.
Hey, I'll probably take it, especially if I have to move twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be meeting with some builders this weekend. I'll kind of report back how that's going to go. As a general rule, I don't like salespeople. I'm sure they're perfectly fine people. It's just they are there to seduce my money, and they know it, and I know it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, everybody knows it, but that's the way this dance is done. Man. All right, talk to me about something else, please.
Let's see. Well, the next thing we have on our topic list is hey, Spotify's going to roll out some new features, and they're coming out with Spotify HiFi, which is supposedly lossless audio on Spotify. How do you feel about that, Drew? You excited?
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. As somebody who listens to Spotify a lot at work, I think that'll be really nice because, you and I have both invested in good headphones and good amps. I feel like we'll be able to take advantage of that. I feel like this is for us. That said, I'm a little worried about what that's going to do to my bandwidth if I'm using that feature on my phone while I'm cruising around. So I feel like I'll need to be cognizant of that setting in my mobile app. Now, if it's even an option. It might not even be an option unless you're on Wi-Fi. Who knows?
It might not be. So I'm when I first saw this, I got super excited. Like, yeah, hey, like CD.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, is this going to be a turns out?
Okay, well, okay, maybe I'm going to propose some homework for next episode. Okay.
Okay.
So I got real excited, and I even posted something on Twitter. I was like, yes, like shut up and take my money. Insert image of Fry holding money right now from Futurama. But then I started seeing all the articles like, don't get excited about Spotify HiFi until you read this. Bump, bump, bump. Okay. So a lot of these. So basically, the gist of a lot of these things are, you're probably not going to notice the difference. And a lot of the articles all shared this one tool, and I put a link in the show notes here. It's the ABX High Fidelity Test, and what this one does is, I believe this is the Spotify HiFi edition, and what it does is it basically will play you a track. I haven't done all of the tests, but I kind of want to see how it works. And essentially what it does is it gives you 3 buttons. Okay. So by default, it's basically A, X, and B. Okay. And X is kind of like the control. It's what it starts playing. And then you can switch that track seamlessly between A and B. And what your job is A the same as X, or is B the same as X?
Okay, all right. Stop. We're gonna do this live.
Okay. It takes some time. Even
really?
Yeah, it's 5 to 10 minutes to do the. Basically, it gives you 3 options. The I'm busy, do 5 trials. I'm curious, do 10 trials, and that's 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm serious, do 20 trials, and that takes 15 minutes to 30 minutes.
Ooh.
So what I propose is, get your ideal audio setup, get your ideal amp, get your best headphones. And you know what? Let's just do the 10 trials. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So for next
we're
week,
curious.
Yeah, so basically you're going to have to for the 10 trials, you're going to get 2 different tracks. You're going to do each track 5 times.
Okay.
So,
Now, I have decent audio setups at 2 locations in my home, downstairs and upstairs. Should I do it both places or just choose one?
I would just pick the one you think is the best. What I have heard is and don't do any homework, because there are certain things you can you can learn what to listen for. I'm just going cold. Just going cold. Take this bad boy and see if you can tell the difference. Now, I think regardless of what I do on this test, my brain's gonna go, that test doesn't know me. I'm gonna get it I'm gonna get it anyway. But I'm just kind of curious.
Did they say how much it's going to cost? Did I miss that?
No, they have not. They don't think they've announced price.
It just won't be included in the base price. We'll have to pay extra.
I'm guessing. Well, let's see. Let's hear. This is the article. 5 things to know. High quality music streaming is consistently one of our most requested features. Will be CD quality, lossless format. Working with manufacturers. Coupled with Spotify's seamless user experience, begin rolling out in select markets. More details select soon. And then there's a video of Billie Eilish talking about it, because of course she talks about everything. I don't know if it's going to be extra. I just assume, especially it's their most asked for feature, they're gonna.
Yeah, that's code for we know we can charge you money for this.
Yes. Yep. Sweet margins, baby.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
So don't forget to do your homework.
Yeah, I'm excited to try this. Which reminds me. Hold on, I gotta find the links. Did you? Hold on. Shit. Let me get the link. I literally, this wasn't on the agenda, so sorry.
Okay, nope. This is the best topic.
Speaking of tests, did you see the Kobayashi Maru game?
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with this particular piece of sci-fi fandom?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the Kobayashi Maru is it's from Star Trek. It is the unwinnable game that they put the captains through in Star Trek. Someone made an online game of this.
Okay.
It's free.
Okay. I don't want to log in with Facebook. Okay, but that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, let's play this for next time too and see how we can do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's
do it.
It
is an unwinnable game.
Okay.
Just FYI.
So is it how far can you get, or what your outcome is, or should I just go in blind and go meh?
Go in blind.
Okay.
Go in blind.
Okay. All right. I'm excited. We have two homework things. Woo.
Yeah. I kind of know what this is. I played it once, but it is an unwinnable game. You cannot win. Just know that ahead of time. Don't get mad if you lose.
Okay.
You just you can't win. So just understand that.
It's not about winning, it's about playing the game.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I know you and I like to talk about stuff we spend money on in this game, but in this podcast. So want to take a quick trip to SEO land real quick.
Okay.
I think I made mention on this podcast that I've been working with a nutritionist. It's going pretty good. I had another check-in a couple weeks ago, and I plateaued a bit. And we're sort of tweaking my diet, tweaking my intake, trying to figure out, did I just have a bad month, or did I have a bad couple weeks or whatnot? So we're looking at all my food tracking and all the stuff that makes me just really hungry all the time. But one of the things that we're sort of tweaking is what I'm having for breakfast. Now I'm exceptionally consistent on what I eat for breakfast and lunch. For breakfast, I was really in tune with eating RX bars. RX bars are really good. If you're not familiar, they're a variant of protein bar, but they're made with all natural ingredients. There's not crap in them like a lot of other ones. They have a multitude.
They advertise no bullshit right on the package.
Yeah, no BS. 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates, and no BS. A multitude of flavors. They're really delicious. I still have some. They're really good to eat before a workout. Like they're good. they're a better for you bar. I mean, the thing about these bars are like you don't want to binge them. Like they're not candy bars. Like you don't want to just eat these things nonstop.
Right.
But if you eat them as part of a meal and you're measuring your intake and everything, like they're a really good choice to make. They are a safe choice to make. However, in terms of my caloric intake every day and the things that I'm getting, my dude made a recommendation that I switch to Perfect bars.
Okay.
And
perfectsnacks.com.
Boy howdy, I'm here to tell you these things are fucking delicious.
Really?
The peanut butter bars are, well, there's really just no other way to say it. They thick though.
They thick.
They have to be refrigerated. Unlike RX bars, which you do not, these need to be refrigerated. They have the consistency of densely packed sand. But well, hold on. But you know what they remind me of, even though I say that. I think you're probably old enough to remember this, but I remember that when I was in elementary and middle school, pizza day was always Friday. And pizza day Fridays had a slice of a bread tangle of pizza and a peanut butter treat.
Okay.
Did you have that in your school lunches? Or am I crazy?
No, something. There wasn't always a peanut butter treat, but yes, I know what you're talking about. That kind of like peanut butter gunk with chocolate and quotes on top. Yeah, I remember. Yes,
it's analogous to that, but like good, like consistency wise, it's very similar to that.
I'm super big on texture, and even like just to give an example, sometimes in my house we do breakfast for dinner, and my wife makes pancakes.
Oh,
fun. I love it because pancakes are like my comfort food, and B, it's a meal I don't have to cook. She makes for Zachary and herself, she adds like protein powder to the pancakes. And both of them are like, I can't tell there's anything in them. And I eat them and I feel like my pancake is full of sand.
Ooh. All right.
So I'm really sensitive to like gritty textures. So if you say dense sand, I immediately go, ugh.
Okay, so maybe that's not entirely accurate, but since you brought it up, take a look at this next product here in SEO.
Okay. Flapjacked. Of course, that's what this is called. Oh. Well, whoever, you know what? I'm going to give this one to them. Whoever thought of that is a genius.
Yeah.
What you mean?
So
flap? It's not taken. It's not taken.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
There's a couple different players in this space. I've had a couple different one of these brands. I think I'm currently with this brand. This would remove that gritty texture because it's already kind of part of the mix. It's not something you're adding in. So you would get that same protein bump without that grittiness. And they're indiscernible in terms of taste. Like it doesn't alter the flavor at all from like traditional buttermilk pancake. So I would say that I would look at investing in this, and they sell variants of this at major grocers near you. So if you're down with the protein pancake lifestyle, this is kind of where I would look.
Got it.
Or something similar. There's another one. Shoot, hold on. Oh, gotta go to my FitnessPal. Hang on.
Okay.
Now you got me thinking. This is Drew's thinking song. All right, nice. So let's go to. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Here's the one I would probably recommend over this. Okay. It would be this one. This is probably better for you and might even taste better. It's called Krusty.
Okay, so we've also tried these, and I could pick these out in a blind taste test. Like
really?
Yes, it was. Yes, yeah. We have tried the Krusty's protein, and I could definitely tell. Yes.
Huh. I mean, now granted,
I also like most of like. No, like the RX bars are okay because they're just like ingredients together. But like your typical like protein bar where they have like, it's chocolate and protein powder. I can't eat those. They're just, it's like I'm literally licking the beach. Ugh. Ugh. I'm a super feeler on my tongue, Drew.
Hey, no, man, I get it. I totally get it. I'm that same way about things. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, buddy. I can't. Texture is a big thing for me too. That's part of the reason I can't do things like broccoli, because it's somehow crispy and mushy when it's cooked. I don't know.
Coconut, I can't do.
Coconut's another one. Yeah, coconut.
I can't do like oatmeal. I can do like a bowl of oatmeal, but I can't do like oatmeal and baked goods.
Okay, here's one. Here's one for you. I love cold green beans. I hate warm green beans. They taste the same. Different consistency.
I prefer raw vegetables almost over any cooked vegetable. I like the taste of vegetable. I just prefer you cook a vegetable and it gets all soft and mushy. I'd rather have the nice crunch of a raw vegetable.
Okay,
that goes for green beans, carrots, squash I can do, but like zucchini gets a little too mushy for me. Broccoli and cauliflower, I much prefer raw than cooked.
I'll tell you the one that really gets me sort of, and this would be the one that I think I have the biggest sort of reservations about is, I grew up in a mostly Italian household, eating different variations of pasta sauce, and we were always a meat sauce family. So I like spaghetti sauce with, tomatoes, obvi. And meat, like little flecks or different little chunks of ground beef or veal or whatever you want to put in there, right? Or a big honking meatball with a lot of sauce. Yeah, I'll take either one. What I don't like is tomato sauces that have like huge, like burst sacks of tomatoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want to have to like sift my spaghetti, right? I don't want to have to like find those. Like I just want to eat the sauce, the meat, and the noodles. That's what I want.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
because they're so mushy and like the noodles are already satisfying that texture requirement for me.
Yeah,
I don't know. So
I think we're done.
You think?
I think so. Hey, you know what? You want the extra 10 minutes? Start giving me $5 a month and join the super listeners, and we'll give you a full hour podcast. Did you see that from Twitter? What I'm making fun of?
No.
Okay.
I sort of wrote off the first joke, but now I'm intrigued. Okay, tell me what's going on.
So Twitter announced they're gonna add this new feature to Twitter called Super Follow, where you can pay someone to follow them, and then they can give you extra tweets that other people who don't pay.
No fucking way.
Yes. I'll find an article and I'll put it in there. That's what I'm making fun of. Yeah, it's literally, they're literally calling. I'll put the Verge article in here. They're calling it Super Follow. Wait.
Give me this link.
I'm giving it.
I'm very confused.
Right there. Yeah,
I'm very confused. Okay, hold on.
So you could say, I mean, I guess you have to be a brand or probably verified, but you could say, hey, like if you want to unlock all of my really good raunchy tweets, you have to super follow me, and then Twitter will charge you $5 a month.
Okay, all right. Listen to me, everybody. Listen to me. Okay, wait. Before I say this, because I will do this.
Okay.
Is this an option for everybody or only verified accounts?
I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's out yet, and I'm sure it's not going to be for plebs like us. But I mean, this could be the thing that makes us get the doing best pod Twitter account verified.
Okay, listen to me. If I'm able to sign up for this, and you can give me money, I will take a picture of my dick.
You heard it here first.
If you join the Doing Their Best Ring of Honor, you have a better than average chance of seeing my genitals.
So that could be a negative depending on,
Excuse me?
I mean, not everybody wants to see your junk, Drew. I mean, I do.
You don't not know that.
You know what? You're right. You're right. Oh.
Yeah, tweet at us if you want to see my genitals. Now Paul got me thinking that maybe my genitals are ugly or something. If you want to see my genitals, tweet at us.
No.
I'll DM you. I'll slide. Well, I won't slide right in because I hate to brag. It's gonna be more than sliding. I will force my way into your DMs.
Oh,
you have to lube up your DMs.
Oh yeah. So super follows coming to Twitter.
I'm huge.
Oh. All right. That's it.
Now we're done.
Now we're done.
We're done. Nobody's seeing my penis. Everybody calm down. I mean, unless you really want to.
Oh, doesn't your wife listen to this?
Who knows? I don't think we have any listeners.
Oh. Anywho, hey.
I mean, she doesn't want to see it. Someone wants to see it. I don't know.
Hey, all of these hot links that we're talking about, if you're not using a decent podcast player, you can find them all on doingtheirbest.com. You can reach us on Twitter at doingbestpod, and you can reach me, that's me. My name's Paul, and you can find me on Twitter at Paul Baylor. Where can we find you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pittfurg, Pittfurg.
Yes, and sometimes on Twitch under the same name.
Yeah, sometimes I'm on Twitch. I haven't been on recently because I've had, other catastrophes in my life. But I'll probably be on there I'm planning on being on there this weekend when I'm not meeting with builders. I need to get back to coding my Twitter bot, and I'm also doing some interesting stuff in Azure Synapse.
Neat.
So,
all right.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that stuff eventually.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Have a great one.